The rain pounded against the bus windows, each droplet racing the next in a futile attempt to reach the bottom first. It was a stormy night, the kind that made people huddle inside their homes. Yet, for reasons he couldn't quite remember, Tom found himself on the late-night bus heading home. The flickering streetlights cast eerie shadows inside, and the bus was nearly empty, just him and the driver. The driver, an old man with deep-set eyes and a face carved with lines of a lifetime's worth of stories, nodded at Tom through the rearview mirror. "Last stop's in 5 minutes," he said, his voice gravelly and tired. Tom glanced at his watch. It was 11:58 p.m. The bus swayed as it navigated through the narrow, rain-soaked streets. He leaned back, trying to relax, but something felt off. The bus had been empty when he boarded, but now he had a strange sensation that he wasn't alone. He looked around and saw her. A woman, seated a few rows behind him, dressed in an old-fashioned black dress, her face pale and expressionless. Her eyes, dark and hollow, stared straight ahead. Tom shivered. He could have sworn she hadn't been there a moment ago. Must be my imagination, he thought, trying to shake off the unease. But he couldn't help glancing back again. This time, she was looking directly at him. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. Tom's heart pounded. He wanted to ask the driver if he had noticed her, but when he turned back towards the front, the driver was gone. The seat was empty, the steering wheel unmanned, yet the bus continued to move, seemingly on its own. Panic surged through Tom. He leapt to his feet and rushed to the driver's seat, but just as he reached it, the bus jolted violently, throwing him off balance. He grabbed onto a seat to steady himself and looked back at the woman. She was standing now, her dark eyes fixed on him, her lips curling into a twisted smile. She took a step forward, and Tom felt a cold rush of air as if the temperature had dropped suddenly. The bus's lights flickered, casting her in a strobe-like glow that made her movements seem jerky and unnatural. Tom stumbled backward, his breath coming in short, desperate gasps. He reached for the emergency stop cord, pulling it with all his might. The bus screeched to a halt, the doors hissing open. Without looking back, he bolted out into the rain, his shoes splashing in the puddles as he ran down the deserted street. He didn't stop until he reached his apartment building. Gasping for air, he turned to look back at the street. The bus was still there, its lights glowing eerily in the downpour. The woman was standing in the doorway, watching him with that same sinister smile. Tom raced inside and slammed his door shut, leaning against it as if to keep out the terror he had just escaped. He fumbled for his phone, needing to call someone, anyone, to anchor himself back to reality. But before he could dial, he noticed something. On the floor, just inside his doorway, was a puddle of water, as if someone with soaking wet shoes had stepped inside. His phone buzzed in his hand, and he looked down to see a message from an unknown number. The message read, "Last stop in 5 minutes." Tom's blood ran cold. He dropped the phone, and the screen cracked, the words splitting but still readable. He looked up slowly, heart thudding in his chest, and saw the reflection of the woman in his hallway mirror, standing right behind him.